Hello, everyone. So, honestly, I'm very excited and happy to be here in Argentina. I'm a huge Argentina fan. Um, what we're going to talk about today is what defined the success of our industry and builders here. I feel like the vast majority of people that come into these conferences are builders, and for us builders, it's one main thing, which is growth. Until now, success was really more value flowing in than apps and supply of networks that exist in the space. So rate of inflow larger than servicing ability allow a lot of growth and more demand and supply. It does feel like it's been fluctuating for quite a while. And there is one big outlier, which are real-world assets and the pace of tokenization of new real-world assets. While DeFi has been fluctuating, real-world assets have been constantly growing. And we are still at the phase where there is so little real-world assets that are currently being tokenized on-chain. So it's quite safe to say that we are still early in real-world asset tokenization, and this is our why at EO, unlocking trillions of dollars of new assets that can be tokenized on-chain, really fueling unstoppable growth. I think that this is the best path that our industry as a whole can hope for in terms of new liquidity, new activity, new users, that will reconcile with all of these new applications that currently exist in the space and continue to be built. So the projections are quite high of where we can go from here. We're currently $30 billion. There are projections of us getting into multiple trillions of dollars in the coming years. We're anticipating for coming from private credit, from real estate, from energy. And this is what we specialize in, and this is what we wake up in the morning with at EO. How can we support this to become a reality? And supporting it to become a reality is really a question of how these assets are being tokenized, what is needed for them to be tokenized. So risk management, reliability, compliance, proof of reserves, all of them are really essence of understanding how the underlying is, how do we get a price of this asset? Usually in crypto, we are used to very liquid assets that are traded on centralized exchanges. Here, we have assets that are not traded and are not liquid. And now we want to use them as collateral. We want to basically tokenize them and have them available to a much wider set of people. And we want to basically take loans against them and also liquidate them if needed at some point. So this is the bottleneck, and this is what we are at EO trying to solve every day. It's come with a lot of specialization and understanding in this group of assets that we view. I would add energy to that mix. I think that energy is also going to have quite of a big role in the coming future in the real-world asset space. And to better explain this opportunity, here is one of the new integrations that we have done recently. So we help Midas and Fasanara. Fasanara is a private credit fund, quite of a big one, $5 billion fund that's based in the UK. And they're bridging institutional products into DeFi. Here is basically loans that are being tokenized, private credit loans that are given to companies with relatively short duration. And this grew in DeFi from 0 to 150 million within the last 2 months alone. And we do anticipate this type of high quality assets with very lucrative yield to continue and grow and to be really a fuel of growth. And that's just one of the variety of real-world assets that are huge in traditional market, that are likely to be this really best case for new capital entering the crypto markets. I'm in crypto for quite a while now, so I'm quite immune to hearing that we are so early. And I think that this is part of the market that we can safely say that we are still early. This is us and what we do. So we have really created a layer that connects between all of this real-world asset, and with the goal of tokenizing and with the goal of deeply understanding the risks and servicing this new tokenization phenomena in all of this way. EO network today stands as the most decentralized Oracle network in terms of distribution of validators, also in terms of stake, and it's important for us to do something that will be good for the industry as a whole and will advance us forward rather than try and compete with and doing more of the same. And I think that this is really was my thinking behind making this presentation for DevConnect for this week. There are a lot of builders in the space, and for us to win, it's more than just competing better with one another. It's about how can we enable new capital and new products and new users to enter the space. And I think that the best case for that are really supporting the variety of real-world asset products that haven't been, we've not seen a lot of adoption to them, we've not seen a lot of issuance to them. And now when regulation is not the problem anymore, it's quite clear that the regulation is in favor of tokenization. It's a question of how can we bridge this gap. This is how we view EO, really a bridge between the real world and the on-chain world, on connecting all of this different form of valid collaterals, allowing them to exist on chain and connecting the issuer, connecting the fund administrators, connecting the custodians to allow a tokenized version of what is currently illiquid and many times inaccessible. In doing so, we've seen some very meaningful growth in the last year, in 2025. We have an incredible team that is really waking up every day with focus on how do we continue and doing something that is meaningful and needed. And we anticipate this growth to continue to materialize in the coming years. So thank you, everyone, for coming here. I'm Matan.